Hi, I'm Rich Hatch,
And I'm Tommy.schorer.
and we're here with Rich Hatch Homes to talk about getting your house ready to sell. And the first thing you got to talk about when we talk about getting a house ready to sell is decluttering. There's probably a few of you out there who are minimalist, who have no stuff. Not you, Tommy. I know you got a lot of junk. Love a storage room because I know you got a lot of junk to store.
Well, come on now, Rich.
But there's a lot of people, and most of us, who have a lot of stuff, and we got to figure out a way to kind of get rid of a big portion of it. And there's a few ways you can do that. First thing is you're going to be moving anyway, right? So if you're going to be moving anyway, go ahead and start packing up a lot of that stuff. You can pack up your winter supplies if it's in the summertime, maybe some of your holiday decorations, things like that. Things that you're not going to be using in the next 3 months. Pack up, put away, put it in the box, put it in your garage, stack it nice. No one's going to think twice about it when they come to look at a house for the staging reason, because they're going to go, oh, these people are moving. Well, big surprise.
Yeah, something else you can do, Rich, is if you think simple handyman type tasks. So if a door's not working very well, you could get that door fixed, or if you've got paint touch-ups that you can take care of on the walls, just because people are going to be walking through your house and they're going to be looking at it to determine whether or not they want to buy it. And so they're going to be critical, which is good for a buyer to be critical, but they are going to be looking for different imperfections in the house. Now, every house has imperfections. What we want to do prior to listing is try to minimize some of those, or the obvious ones that are easy fixes that we can get taken care of. We want to do that before listing and before people are walking through our house.
Yeah, absolutely. Because once somebody sees like a little blemish here, they're going to look for that blemish somewhere else. And so if we can eliminate some of those blemishes, then they're just going to have an attitude of, hey, this house is really well cared for. If it's well cared for, that they'll feel better about the purchase of that home. A few other rules I have as far as decluttering is concerned is I like to keep the counters in the kitchen fairly clean. I usually tell people rule 3, maybe keep out your nice looking coffee maker or a decorative place to put your spoons or something like that. Those are some nice ideas to keep out. But otherwise, it's good to put away all the breadcrumbs over the toaster and and put that away, or some deep fat fryer type thing you might have out. Those things are nice to put away so that people aren't looking at that and being distracted by it while they're looking at the house.
Along those lines, you talked about the kitchen, but expanding more broadly to the entire home. You want to make sure every room has a purpose, and we talk about less is more. And so if you have a room that has an office but also has a treadmill or exercise equipment or something like that, choose one purpose for that room and remove the other stuff from that room, because potential buyers, when they're walking through a house, it's a lot easier for them to picture their stuff that they can add to a room versus your stuff that needs to be removed from a room. So make sure your rec space, if you have a basement rec space, is designated as that. An office is an office, and exercise room is an exercise room, and along those lines, so that when somebody's walking through the house determining whether or not they want to buy it, they can picture how they can make that space specific to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, I think of like bookshelves or shelving in general. Again, just making those shelves a little less cluttered, taking some of the items off of it. It's okay to have some stuff on there, but maybe you make it a little bit more decorative. Again, that whole less is more thing. People can always add their stuff to it or think about adding stuff to it, but like you said, it's kind of hard to go, oh wow, this is cluttered. If they see something cluttered, the first thought might be, there's not enough space here. And so the decluttering of it makes it feel more spacious, and also gives them just a sense of, hey, we could put our stuff here and we could live here.
So we've talked a lot about the inside of the house. As far as the outside of the house, if we're in spring, summer, or fall, you want to make sure your lawn is mowed, your landscaping is kept nice and neat, because when they pull up to your house, that's going to be their first image. They want things to look nice, nicely cut grass, nicely landscaped areas if you have those. The bushes look nice and there's not leaves everywhere if it's the fall or things like that. So be paying attention to a lot of that stuff, because you want that curb appeal when somebody pulls up to your house and is getting ready to go inside and look at it.
Yeah, definitely, Tommy. That first impression is really important. And, after, obviously viewing the house from the outside, you walk straight up to that front door. You want to make sure that front door area is very inviting. So maybe you buy a new mat for people to light their feet off on, or you put a little bit of decorations there at that front door, because that's, again, going to be kind of that first impression. Usually the realtor is messing with the lock, trying to open up the house. The clients are there looking around, kind of observing the house. So that's a really good spot to spend a little bit of extra time and spend a little bit of money. Just make sure that place really sparkles.
And we do live in Iowa. We do have winter. Along with winter comes ice and snow. Make sure you keep your sidewalks, driveways, walkways up to the house nice and clear from snow and ice and things like that, because obviously we want them to be able to access the house safely and not have any issues in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. One last thing I would just want to talk about, and this goes back to the interior of the house, is the smells. One of the things you want to do with a house is make sure it smells nice. Sometimes when you live in a house and you have dogs or cats or kids, you don't realize how much the house can smell. And, each family has their own smell, right? I know people come to our house and they're like, yeah, it smells like the Hatches. I don't know what that means. But I'll tell you this, it doesn't hurt to put some cookies in the oven and have some scent things that you spray or Febreze. You don't want to go overboard on the stuff, but it doesn't hurt. So, a few things that's really important is that there are nuances in all this stuff. Trends do change. And because trends change, that's what Tommy and I do. We stay on top of the trends. We're following what's going on. We're in new construction homes all the time. We're paying attention to what buyers are being drawn to. So therefore, because trends do change, wallpaper used to be a big no-no. Well, it has a place now. And so it's important to talk to a realtor and find out, okay, well, what things ought we be doing and what things should we not touch? And that's where Tommy and I can really come in and help you out.
Yeah, we gave you a lot of information, but if you are thinking of listing your home, like Rich said, we can help you out to navigate these nuances of getting your home ready for listing. So feel free to reach out to Rich or me. We're happy to help. Thank you for watching Rich Hatch Homes, and don't forget to subscribe.